Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk to you about like common mistakes that a lot of new people who just got into the hobby make. I made some of these and I see these mistakes being made like all the time. First one is when you're is when you're a little kid. It's like when I was a little kid. I totally made this mistake. You get a binder. You get a binder just like your school binder. It's going to be a 3-ring binder. These ones have coins inside. Really cool. I collect coins too. But they have these rings right here. And I don't put my Pokemon cards in these binders with rings anymore because what happens is you get the thing called a binder ding. So when you put your valuable cards in there with the ring right there and you turn the pages, they rub up against that metal part and they get this little indentation. If you ever want to grade one of those cards, it's going to be marked off like horribly, especially if you send them to PSA. Like good luck getting a 6. What you want to do is you want to get one of these. So this one right here is Card Guardian, and there's other ones just like it as well. And if you open it up, check it out. There's no ring. There's no ring at all. And yep, very cool. So I got a whole bunch of binders like that. Now I do have some of the binders with the rings in, and I normally just keep like kind of like bulk looking cards in those. So I mean, I'll still use them. I just won't ever put anything valuable in there. Just fear of getting the other thing. Now, what some people do is they use those awesome binders without the rings, but they don't put a sleeve on the card. You want to put a penny sleeve on the card and then put it in there because it's still kind of rough and you want to protect the card. Speaking of penny sleeves, so right here we have Angry Weedle. He sent me this. Very cool. Angry looking Weedle. Did he put eyebrows on it? I think he totally did. I totally missed that. But what he did, and what all of you guys should do, even if it's a Weedle, is he put a penny sleeve on it. So it's this little plastic sleeve. And this one's actually pretty cool because it comes out from the side. I don't have any of these, but it's cool that I have that one now. And then he put it in the top loader after putting in the penny sleeve. What I see a lot of people do is they get the card and they put it straight in there. First off, it's super loose, so it could just come out. Second, this is hard plastic. These things, they don't look good after a while. They get scratched up, and you're putting your card in there. That's also going to get scratched up. So why even put it in a protector if this isn't going to protect it? This is going to protect it from bends, from like hard things hitting it and getting indented. It's not going to protect it from getting little scratches on the hollow foil or on the card. This soft plastic is going to protect it from getting those scratches. So boom, put it in here so it won't get any scratches. Put it in here so it won't get any indentations or anything else. And that's how you store a card if it's not going to be in a binder. In fact, I rarely put valuable cards in binders. I normally always put them in a top loader, in a sleeve, in a top loader, and then I put them off somewhere else. All right, here's another big mistake that I see a lot of people doing when they're fresh into collecting Pokemon cards is they look at their cards and they don't know the value, so they go to Facebook. All right, so you go to Facebook and you send somebody. Here's a random card that I'm gonna pick up right here. So this right here is an Eevee. It's a Top Sun Eevee. It's a blueback. So if you were to put this card up on Facebook, you're going to get so many different answers of the value because there's so many different levels of knowledge. Someone's going to know that it's a Top Sun Eevee. They're not going to know what blueback or greenback is, so they're going to give you a price. Here's an Eevee I saw on eBay, just sold 2 days ago. So they're trying to give you the right information, but it's wrong. Somebody else sees, what's the back look like? Oh, it's a blueback. This is what a blueback Eevee sold for 2 weeks ago. This is what you should look into getting. Somebody else is going to see, oh, it's an Eevee, Top Sun, blueback, missing number. So this is worth this much. And then somebody else is going to say, which they should have said in the very beginning, let me see the back. What does the condition look like? Condition is everything. If they're not stating the condition, then I mean the price is going to vary so much. So you're going to put that card on there. You're going to get arguments. You're going to get wildly different price ranges on different cards, and you're going to be more confused than you were when you originally sent it off. So what you need to do is you need to find somebody knowledgeable on those. Sometimes it's like I don't know, what do they call them, the moderators or something, or you see somebody posting a lot, somebody who knows what they're talking about, and just say, hey, can you help me out with this card? Like, you know, that one person. And there's a lot of really awesome people. There's a lot of really awesome people in the hobby, and I'm sure they can, they might be able to help you out. That is a lot better than just posting it on there and asking everybody what is this price. And then a step above that is learn how to do it yourself. You can go to Data. You can go to TCG Player. You can go to eBay. But like I said, you want to see what's the name of the card, what's the set number, and what's the condition. Is it mint, near mint, light played, damaged? And those are all things that you're going to learn later on. All right, so let's see. What's another big mistake? Buying everything. And that's something I've been guilty with too. Like if you see this right here, you'd be like, oh yeah, he buys everything. And then back over there, he buys everything. I like buying a little bit of everything, but I really like specializing in vintage Japanese. So like I have a lot of my vintage Japanese stuff back there, and then I just buy a little bit of modern stuff because of that FOMO. So, and that's the thing too. It's like you gotta, when you first join the hobby, you're gonna be overwhelmed. There's so much you can get. You can get vintage Japanese, you can get modern, you can get promos, you can get sealed, you can get graded. There's so many that you could just collect a certain Pokemon. You could complete sets. You can play the TCG game. Like you just look for the playable cards and you just want to build the deck. There's so much. The hobby is so huge. I've been in it for years and years and years, and I still find cards like that came out in the early 2000s that I've never seen before. Like that's how big it is. Like I'm still like, whoa, that's a card? I didn't know that. I want to go get it. So find what you like and focus on that. Because if you just buy everything that you like, you're just going to have a mismatch, this crazy collection. And then you're going to see stuff that you really like and you're not going to be able to afford it, or you're going to be trying to sell these little things. And that's the other thing is like, don't go into debt buying these little things. Something that happens to me a lot is I see a card that's $15, $20 that I think looks cool, so I get it. And I have a budget that I start with every month, but these $15 cards, for some reason in my mind, they don't click to like taking that money. Like I feel like, oh yeah, I could buy that $15 card. Tomorrow I buy two $20 cards. Then I buy another $30 card. And then I'm already close to like hitting $100. But I'm like, no, I just bought a bunch of little cheap cards. And it's like, nope, money's all gone. I could have got a box. Could have got a vintage not a vintage, but I could have got like a Japanese box or something else. But instead I have just these cards that I think are kind of cool, but it's not the one that I really like. So what I do now is I have a list of things that I really want to get like in the next couple of months. So like for me right now, I want to get a Gym Heroes Misty's pack. I want to get those Japanese postcards. I'll write them down. I'm like, these are the big ones I want to get. And if I see something little, I'm like, is it worth it to get this? Or would I rather have had it and sold it for a little bit of money to get closer to that big card that I want to get in the future? So those are things. Those are things you need to think about. Another thing is not knowing what you're about to purchase. So you can go to like a local card shop and you could see a Charizard and you could see it for like $15 and it looks good. And you're like, yo, this is a great Charizard card. I want it. But maybe look on eBay first. Look on TCG Player. Price it out. Like, what is that card's value? Why is it priced so low right now? Maybe it's a promo that everyone has because it came out on this one thing and it's really just worth $5. Another thing is like this first edition card that you see out there. Look at it a little bit longer. Maybe it's from a foreign language. And you don't want a foreign language card in your collection. Or maybe you do. Maybe that's something you want to start collecting. So just, instead of just getting excited and then purchasing it, and then looking at it later on and seeing what it's worth, take the time and see what it's worth before you purchase it. Because you might be able to find a better deal somewhere else. That's something too. It's like, if you find a card on eBay and it seems like a good deal, look for it on TCG Player. Look for it at other marketplaces before purchasing it, because you might find a better deal somewhere else. So yeah, I think those are some really good tips right now for beginners, some mistakes I've made and I've seen a lot of other people make. So I hope you guys take these things to heart, and I hope you guys have a great time collecting. Let me know if there are some other mistakes that you made on the way of collecting, and maybe I'll make another video about that. You guys all have a great one. See you later. Bye.